Hello, 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 everyone. This is Mark, aka Chibikawaii, and in the booth with me today for this lovely week 6 of season 6, we got Gabe, aka Calimdir. How you doing, Gabe? How you doing?
I'm all right. A little stiff, but excited to see week 2 of Tavrod.
Fair. I mean, there was a little diversity in the top 8 of last week, so I think we'll get some good things going. But yeah, so as I mentioned, that we are in week 6 of season 6. That means we have one more week in this season, and then a last chance qualifier, and then the invitational. So big things and all of this before the end of the year championship. So today we've got 54 participants. It's going to be 6 rounds and then a cut to the top 8. So plenty of fun action we got going on. This first round today we have Nogoroninj on Time Shadow Justice Reanimator. Looks like a really fun list, as well as Drolicheck on Justice Primal Shadow Control. Now, Gabe, how you feeling about these? What's your thoughts on the matchup?
Well, okay, so they're the same faction combination. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I think.
Well, it's Justice Primal Shadow and then Time Shadow Primal.
Okay. Okay. There's.
Oh, never mind. I just saw the ephemeral list. I'm wrong. Okay.
Yeah, so
what's your breakdown, Gabe?
So I'm kind of in favor of the Reanimator list, which is funny, just because I think it has more threats, and they're both sort of a control type list. So I think as the game goes on, Reanimator will just keep playing out all kinds of, and it's also got Tavrod and Coastal Brigade, which I think is a little more threatening than the threats that the control deck has.
Yeah, especially when I'm looking over at Drolicheck's list, I'm not seeing any Vanquish or Death Strikes, just 2 Slays. Wait, am I reading? All right. They got a bunch of sweepers. They have 6 total sweepers in here, but yeah, I'm not. And then 2 Alien's Choice. Yeah, if a Tavrod lands, it's going to be not super easy for Drolicheck to deal with.
I mean, he does have Slay and Harsh Rule, but he's only running 2 Slay. Obviously the JPS control deck is the more consistent deck, the deck that you like. All right, this is reasonable, when you look at it, but it doesn't end the game very quickly at all. And so you have this janky deck like JPS Reanimator that's just going to get a ton of value if given enough time. And 3 Veras with targets like Grinva in the Void, it could be interesting.
Yeah, it's there's going to be some things that happen. Drolicheck does, well, I guess he does have 1 Steward of the Past in the main and 1 Steward of the Past in the board, and then 2 Plagues in the board to answer those Dawnwalkers. I don't know. We'll see. We will see.
Yeah, I'm excited to get into the match. I'm excited for all the spicy plays coming out of Nogoroninj over there. I'm really hoping to see some Dawnwalker action actually work out, because he has 0 ways to cast that card.
That's fine. Put it in the yard. Lots of... Wait, are there any... No, there are no Felon Cauldrons. All right. Well, I'm not as big on this list now.
Well, that's...
Felon Cauldron is Bay.
Okay, well, that's a subjective take that you're allowed to have.
It's probably the best card in the game.
Debatable. There's actually not a debate to be had, but I'm just being kind.
I appreciate it, but it looks like players are underway. Both players have gotten some openers that at least they're stuck with. Now, one card that I thought was really interesting is this Coastal's Brigade from Nogo's side. I think that should be pretty good, and a way to get that Dawnwalker in the yard if one is drawn.
Yeah, so Coastal Brigade is pretty good in this list. Obviously, the influence requirements of the list are pretty nuts. But if we forget that for a second, it's pretty good because it lets you stabilize the board in 1 card, basically, like 2 big giant blockers. It gives you lets you. It's another discard outlet, and then also you're running cards like Herald Song, which are another discard outlet, but they're also just an echo card, so it's more stuff for you to discard. And so that in combination with the Ephemeral Wisps, the Privilege of Rank, so on, it's actually really not too hard to find stuff to discard for Coastal Brigade.
And so I'm looking. Yeah, I guess the influence is you need triple Justice, triple Shadow, and triple Prime. No,
I think it's just
primal.
double Primal.
Just
but
double primal.
That's still it's a big ask.
It is, and it looks like we're short one Shadow Source, but Nogo's got pretty much all of their influence right now.
Yeah, this is the draw that he wants to see, except for the part where all he's doing is playing Ephemeral Wisps. But he's got that Tab Rod, and that should kick the action off soon. On the other side, I'm still actually loading Drolicheck's hand.
So Drolicheck has a Harsh Rule, a Lightning Storm, 2 Primal Sigils, and a Permafrost, and now a Blacksite Harbinger in hand. So not sitting on a ton. Just based off of what Nogo has on their hand, it's looking pretty well. I have to imagine we're going to see a Harsh Rule forced out here to try to deny some value off of this Tar Rod. And that attack tells me yes.
Yeah, so that Harsh Rule, I was going to say he's going to have to be pretty careful with that Harsh Rule, but it's super easy for Nogoroninj to just play any of his giant threats and threaten him more than he's Harsh Rule.
This Coastal is going to be disgusting because it's going to get the Dawnwalker and the Ephemeral Wisp.
Oh, yeah, the bear sees the Dawnwalker, and look at that board. Holy moly.
Boy. This is definitely something. I mean, the Permafrost is going to answer the 8/8, and then the Blacksite Harbingers can come down, answer the 2 Ephemeral Wisp, and block the Coastal. But it's still going to be trading each time, and the Coastal's not going to die. Oh, and there's a Vara's favor, or excuse me, Vara, not her favor. Like the
just her, the actual Vara. Something interesting about Drolicheck list is he has, I believe, 1 Steward of the Past main board.
Yes.
Hope he draws it for his sake.
Yeah, if he doesn't, life's going to be difficult. But to be fair, life's going to be pretty difficult from here on out for Drolicheck anyway. Because even if like another Harsh Rule comes down, Vara then gets probably the Tar Rod back, and or maybe in the Grenva. Like I'm not liking Drolicheck's position as of right now.
Yeah, this is kind of what I was talking about, where Nogoroninj's threats are just a lot more threatening. The JPS control deck generally wins because, as opposed to regular Feln that has cards like Vera and Champion of Cunning, JPS tries to win through card advantage and having efficient removal. And that just doesn't work against the deck that just brings its whole board back every turn.
Yeah, and oh man, and this Grenva is just going to sit there and beat. So even if they do play that Blacksite Harbinger, it's going to end up killing the Dawnwalker, and that's just 4 points of damage that's going to be taken anyway. Granted, there is an Aegis on Drolicheck's, but that's something that's going to be reoccurring constantly.
Yeah, until he finds Steward of the Past or something to deal with Dawnwalker. I mean, he doesn't even have silences outside of Steward of the Past.
That is very true. And Nogo currently does not have a way to answer a Steward of the Past. However, plenty of answers in the deck, and by plenty, I mean 3 Slay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the life gain from the Blacksite Harbingers is going to mitigate a lot of this damage that Nogo is trying to put through. But now that he's got the Whispering Wind, which I think is going to just get lightning stormed, but also the Vera to back it up, it's going to be pretty difficult for Drolicheck to stop this.
Mokdo doesn't do a ton. It at least gets the Coastal off the board. Yeah, that Permafrost is actually huge, blocking that 8/8.
Yeah, definitely. Because Grenva, while a good attacker, you don't really want to trade her away as much.
And there's the Slay.
But now this means Vera's going to come down, because Vera's going to get back Grenva.
Yep, and Grenva's going to be. It's other units. It's other units. That's correct. Okay. Interesting. I think I would have prioritized killing one of the Black Sky Harbingers, but why do you think No-Go decided to kill the Mocto over a Black Sky Harbinger?
I think they were just thinking about what is the most stats I can remove from the board to make my attacks better next turn. I'm kind of with you in that I want to permanently remove a unit from the board and not give Drolicheck opportunities for card advantage with the Mocto Revenge. But I haven't actually done the whole math on how all the attacks would go this turn. So.
Yeah, I was about to say, if Slay comes down on one of these Black Sky... Oh, no. They're just attacking out. All right. So they go up to 23. Yeah, that's not enough damage. Grinva's going to do double 5 here, right?
Yeah, but now he's got double storm and then Island's choice for Vera or Grinva of his choice.
Yeah. Okay.
Which means that Drolicheck is winning right now because he's gaining 6 life return. Obviously, the Slay is going to change that. Yeah. But had that kept going the same direction, Drolicheck would have won that race.
Oh, man. So 6 and then 7. Yep.
Yep.
There we go.
That'll be the game.
Yeah, I think you had to Eileen's Choice the Grinva there, right?
I think you take 7 when Grinva dies too, right?
No, Grinva's just other units.
Okay, then yes, you did have to do that.
All right, well, it's good things. Now, players are going to sideboarding. We won't be able to see what No-Go is doing. However, we can see what
We can make fun of Drolicheck. See, yes, yeah. So Drolicheck is actually my teammate over on SPG, so I can make fun of him.
I don't know if that works like that. Maybe
they don't have to be my teammate for them to make fun of them, for me to make fun of them. But
we're not teammates, and you verbally abuse me on a pretty frequent basis. Hey, what? All right, so now, jumping to the sideboards, what do we think's coming in from No-Go side?
Well, I'm gonna have to go over the sideboard again because it's pretty spicy.
Yeah.
So he's got 2 Blind Storyteller, 2 Backlash, 2 extra Lightning Storm. Oh no, he doesn't have any Lightning Storm. Okay, so 2 Lightning Storm, the Vanquishes. Okay, so I think Crystallize is something worth bringing in. And Azindel's Gifts are probably the things that he was like, okay, these deal with control, obviously. And the Backlashes. Those are the things that he's going to be looking to bring in because not a lot of Vanquish targets. That's Mocto, but it's not super important. And he's got other ways to deal with it. Blind Storyteller, not really sure what matchup that comes in. Obviously, like I see what it does, but I don't know what you replace. And I think he'd rather have Backlashes for some of these harsh rules. Crystallize to get through like Harbingers, and there's no endurance units in. I don't believe Drolicheck's running Kothon. No, he's not.
No.
So yeah, I'm thinking. I don't know why he has 3 Azindel's Gifts. That is a commitment to destroying control.
The odds are decently good that if he does bring in all 3, Drolicheck will have a bad day at some point. It looks like Drolicheck did side in the additional Steward of the Past as well as 2 Thunderstrike Dragons. That's all I caught. I don't know if an additional Slay came in. I would hope so. Like there's an argument for Plague as well because it's a permanent answer to the Ephemeral Wisps and the Dawnwalkers. But yeah, I'm not. We'll have to double check there in just a little bit. It looks like players are getting ready. Okay, yeah, not in the game yet. Oh no, close.
No, not yet. But yeah, so how do you think this is going to go post board now that we see some stewards and potentially some Azindel's Gifts?
Same way. I mean,
same way.
Yeah, I mean, you still have 2 cards out of your 75 that do anything in this matchup. So I don't know. I'm not. I'm still feeling pretty good for No-Go.
Well, okay. So the thing about post board is that Drolicheck can take out a lot of cards that are like more than bringing in, Steward. He's taking out a lot of cards that weren't doing anything.
Yeah, but I mean, but nothing he's bringing in is really like Steward is the only card that's like really, really changing because like even Thunderstrike Dragon, excellent blockers. But again, that doesn't even do anything against like a Vara or Grinva at the top end, and those things are just going to keep coming back. I don't know. We'll see. Could be wrong.
Well,
but it looks
in my eyes, the way that that Drolicheck wins this game is through like a solid harsh rule that just like getting one harsh rule down, stabilizing, and then Nogoroninj just like finally clawing his way back to just get harsh ruled and have no cards in hand. And that's when Drolicheck can absolutely take over because of the amount of card advantage in his deck.
Sure, but this is like also, yeah, like at that point you have, because there is one gift in Drolicheck's deck. Like I don't know. That just seems like, and the gift just seems bad because just a grasping at shadows off the top is great. Like I don't know. I'm not as convinced.
Yeah, gifting the Reanimator deck can be pretty effective if they haven't like played all their cards already. But yeah, like you still need to play cards. This is not like you play one card and everything you've discarded comes back all at once. Maybe in this scenario, yes, because he's got 3 Veras. But most of the time, not really.
I don't know. I think this is every time. Oh, this is really awkward though. No-Go missing on the power. Thankfully, having that Whispering Wind in hand, able to
and the privilege of rank.
Yeah, or excuse me, in play with the privilege of rank in hand. Able to pitch that. That's going to give them 2 more Justice Sigil drops for the next 2 turns. But we're still real short on Shadow and Primal Influence. Ooh, I have winner. All right. Another Justice Sigil off the top for No-Go.
Yeah, and I have winner is going to do a lot for Drolicheck in making Nogoroninj commit more to the board for these harsh rolls. Doesn't have a harsh roll in hand right now, though. And he did bring in the plagues, like you said.
Yeah, the plagues and the looks like he brought could be the one of main deck protect, or maybe they brought in a second one. I could see an argument for bringing in one for sure. I don't. Oh, and brought in the Dark Returns. Okay, all right. Extend his own game out a little bit.
Dark Returns is actually very good with Thunderstrike Dragon because you draw 2 +1/+1 Thunderstrike Dragon.
That is very true. That is very, very true. All right, so if No-Go can find a Shadow or Justice source, either way, we're going to see some silly things happen on the next couple turns. Well, that's a Whispering Wind. Not exactly what they're looking for. Yeah, do you go ahead and fire off? I think you need to save the Slay, especially when that's your only removal spell. I was going to say, do you fire off a Slay on one of the Felon Bloodcasters? But I don't think it's worth it.
A tempo Slay? No, I don't think so. I think you have to just commit really. You're really hoping to get this Tavrod down next turn or something like that, because once you start going off, he's gonna take over. So he's just gonna do whatever he can, unless his life is really in danger. There's no reason to use that Slay.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as a Shadow source is drawn, then we get a Varo back from the yard, which is going to pull back a Tavrod.
Yeah, absolutely. And then if that stabilizes him long enough to get more power, he's got potential 3 more Veras at active reanimation activation chains going on with there by playing one Vera, playing another Vera, and then playing the other Grasp.
And this has been very unfortunate on No-Go's side, not drawing any sort of additional influence. But this is the problem that you brought up in the very beginning. Just the influence requirements of this deck are pretty severe.
You could say this was a No-Go.
Hey, Drolicheck dealing with the same issues.
Yeah, and that's what happens when you play 3 greedy 3-faction decks. But Drolicheck is not as severe of an issue because his deck is a little lower to the ground.
Yeah.
He's got these Felon Bloodcasters. And Nogoroninj is going to die to these Felon Bloodcasters at this rate. He might have to use that Slate because right now he's dead in 3 turns.
Yep. But again, he is just firing. I would have waited one more turn, I think, before the Slay. Because ooh. All right, well, the Protect comes out this way. Okay. Well, I wonder if that'll come back and kind of bite Drolicheck in the butt later.
I feel like if we get to a point where the protect really matters, a lot of things will have changed.
Well,
and I'm not sure if the
no,
protect would matter.
Oh man! All right. Well, there's that privilege rank. So I have to imagine we're going to see Whispering Wind activating, privilege rank getting discarded. But that doesn't do anything because we need that influence. More Justice Sigils is not what we're looking for here.
Yeah, but deck thinning. Come on. He's not going to draw anymore Justice Sigils.
So what we have? So Nogo's got one more turn. I haven't taken sides here at all, by the way. So we're down to one. Oh, Vara's favorite for the win. Oh, come on. Drolicheck, I need you to get that in hand.
I mean,
please.
what one power would have done it as well with a Harbinger.
Oh, all right. Herald Song. Let's see what we can get. I'm surprised that the rune hammers stayed in because they don't really.
So if he gets a banner, if he gets a shadow banner, seat, or shadow sigil, he did.
Oh,
so now he can cast Grasp.
Boy. Yeah, and so we're going to get two Varas back into Grinva and Tavrod? Is that what's about to happen? What?
He casts a Tavrod to get a Dawnwalker back, which I think is fair. He's hoping to have the Tavrod either die or dump more stuff in the void so that when he casts the Vera... I agree with that.
That's greedy as fuck. Because, now you're dead to any removal. Actually, no, you're just dead on board because they have Eye Winner.
Yeah, they have Eye Winner. Yeah, exactly. So was not the
the greediest. God, no go. Why? Come on. But good game to both. Definitely both players kind of plagued with some Drolicheck not drawing any power, no-go drawing power, but not the correct influence. So, but we get a game 3, which is pretty exciting. At least I'm excited. Gabe, how excited are you?
I don't know. I feel confused. I just watched a man brutally murdered by two weak,
it's
festering bog witches over a millennia.
Yeah, I mean it's normal to feel confused, at least initially. Wow, there's a lot of people randomly joining in this chat, but yeah, no, the bog, sometimes you gotta get stabbed by a bog witch to know what's up.
Clearly, well, I mean, he clearly didn't know what was up at the end of the game. There, might have played it slightly differently, but we all make mistakes.
And it looks like there were no changes to the sideboard, at least on Drolicheck's side. So we're gonna jump back into the game really quick.
So I see that Nogoroninj has brought in the Azindal's Gifts. I caught a little glance at one of those there. How many? That is to be determined.
Oh man, yeah, this Nogo's hand's looking pretty good. Let's take a look over at Drolicheck. What's Drolicheck's hand not the worst either. Oh no, he shipped that one back. This one is better. All right, so both players actually having a decent start, or hopefully a decent start.
Yeah, I mean, Drolicheck doesn't really have any plays until the Slay on turn 3, which is fine because Nogoroninj doesn't get started that early. And I think Drolicheck is on the play, right? So he'll be able to slay this Whispering Wind here if he so chooses.
Oh, does not. That could come back and bite him because I believe that Vara is probably going to get binned, which is going to allow for a turn 5 grasping if they want to. Oh. Pitching the Primal Sigil.
And I actually think that was pretty reasonable, even though he does need, more than 4 influence or power, just because pitching the Bear doesn't draw him anything.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. When you have a 6-drop and a 5-drop in your hand, I'd rather just curve right now because now this Coastal is just going to be sitting there.
True, but now he has 2 Veras, so I'm not, there's the pros and cons, and there's an Azindal's Gift.
And I guess we could grasping back the Coastal. Oh man, Mokto comes back immediately off the top. Never, the revenge is never ending. All right, well that's
a big deal.
This is looking a lot hairier for her no-go now.
Yeah, so we were talking earlier. you mentioned that the Thunderstrikes aren't, that threatening compared to what Nogoroninj is doing, but playing like just a huge army of 5/6s every turn, being able to play 5/6 followed by a 5/6, whereas Nogoronij's deck
Big
is
game.
more like, I'm gonna play a Vera and a bunch of stuff, and then next turn I will not do that. So just the consistency of the Thunderstrikes and the flying threats is really difficult for Nogoroninj to deal with unless he gets something like Grinva that just allows him to race much faster.
Drolicheck having Steward of the Past now, as well as Eileen's Choice. So, like, Nova's board doesn't even actually do anything.
Yeah, if he plays Steward right now and just silences all those Veras, that's probably the game.
Yeah, I would like to see that Steward jammed. Yes!
And there it is.
All right. I'm switching sides. I'm on Drola's team now. We're gonna.
SPG does not accept you as a member.
I never was. So it's fine. I'm happy to be on the outside. I like it. All right.
How do you feel about Sportfolk here?
Seems like the best card you could possibly draw.
Yeah, with the active Steward out, I think so.
The active Steward out and the 2 5-power flyers. Yeah.
Drolicheck in a slightly awkward position or having to make a slightly awkward choice of taking 8 damage because he doesn't want to give this Steward up. He wants to block it with something else, and he feels, he can just keep attacking for 10 in the air, win in 2 turns, and then play like a Harbinger to chump or the other Thunderstrike. So he should be fine on that front. But it is a little awkward to see him just take 8 damage and be nearly dead.
Well, Nogo's got to find some way to deal with these 2 flyers, or else they're just dead next turn. There's a permafrost. All right, well, Urska, excuse me, Volchek. Not doing a whole lot. Now Kolsa's going to get in, but Drolicheck just takes it and play Grasp.
I'll play what?
Yeah, that's not a lot going on. Congratulations to Drolicheck. Nogo putting up an excellent fight there. Just not getting not being able to pull it through to the end. But yeah, I don't know. I was looking forward to the Nogo, I guess, because we both said Nogo, right? Or I'll let you change yours if not.
I've never been wrong in my life.
Fair enough. Okay. So, guys, unfortunately, we do not have a backup. Looks like round 1 was blazing fast all across the board. So we're going to cut to some videos made by our excellent Kirby. And when we get ready for round 2, we will be back. Should just be a few minutes, and we'll see you guys then.